How you all doing? This is very important. Most creators of that's YouTubers, big channels, major league affected. We're going to talk about this because this email dropped in everybody's inbox on the 19th of May, about 3 days ago, from YouTube. Let's go into this. Stick with it because I'm telling you now, this is the death of freestyling, the death of freedom to make videos, the death of spontaneity and freedom on the YouTube platform, and it's going to affect the bigger channels a lot more than the little guy, and we'll go into that in more detail as we go. You're receiving this email, and you'll be able to read this at the same time. I'm going to scroll it from YouTube because the terms and conditions, we're clarifying it, transparency. The terms have been updated from the United States worldwide, November 2020. These changes should not significantly affect your access to YouTube. However, and these are the massive big changes: facial recognition restrictions. Facial recognition restrictions. The terms of service already state that you cannot collect any information that might identify a person without their permission. While this has always been included, we have now got facial recognition information in the terms and make that clear. Now, what this means is that if you have anyone featured in your video that accidentally pops in, or you have them on your channel, you have to get them to sign a disclaimer saying that they're willing to participate in your video and are aware that they were being filmed, i.e. their face is actually being used, and that is in law. YouTube's right to monetize. YouTube has the right to monetize all content on the platform, and ads may appear on videos from channels, wait for it, not in the YouTube partnership program. This is a massive big change. So big channels, beware, because now you no longer need 1,000 subscribers or thereabouts to actually get your monetization to appear on your video. What do they mean by that? It means that YouTube now, if there's a massive trending video, i.e. the guy's got like 120 subscribers and he goes global, they can monetize that video for advertising. It doesn't mean that the channel's going to get anything from it. It means that YouTube, the channel, can generate money from your material in the meantime before you get to 1,000 subscribers. So that is a huge change. And here is a massive one for big channels. Big channels need to beware of this now, because obviously if you're earning money from YouTube, you need to be aware of the tax man. So royalty payments and tax withholding for creators entitled to revenue payments, such as payments for royalties from the US tax perspective, and Google will withhold taxes where required by the law, i.e. if you've not been paying your taxes or declaring it or doing it correctly, they can withhold earnings until your channel's audited for tax purposes. Please make sure that you read the terms and conditions of the new effects from 1st of June, the usual. The other big change that's come in that not many channels either have a clue that they're supposed to be doing, or they just don't think that it'll ever affect them. And this is where YouTube's tightening it up. Facial recognition restrictions. We'll say all that just to make it clarity. If you're filming a video and it's a planned video, or if it's a haphazard video, you need to have loads of paper pre-printed with a disclaimer that you are filming a video for the contents of entertainment, and it will appear on YouTube in an edited format on your channel at such and such with such and such, and you need to get signatures from the people that appear in your video. These need to be stored under data protection for up to a period of a year, sometimes 5 years, because obviously somebody could make a claim within that time saying that they were used in a video without your permission. Happens all the time. Just YouTube are so like focused on content. Also, you need to get permission for actually filming somewhere. So gone are the days of freestyling vlogs where you could just walk into a shop, right, like Walmart or Golf Galaxy or American Golf or any of these big shops, and go around with your camera filming away, vlogging what you're doing, and filming products and everything in the shop and talking about it, unless you get permission first from the store manager and again sign all the forms. Also, when you're in a shop like that, you actually need to disclaim the fact that you will blank out people's faces or avoid at all costs filming anyone else in the video in case that gets accidentally broadcast, and you get, basically in America you can get sued. In Britain, somebody could just basically say they want the content removed. So it's a minefield now for freedom of creating material. Basically, you need to have all these documents signed. Permissions, you can't just turn up. You've got to have all this pre-planned. So that's why all these big channels are obviously getting all these people employed to do these types of things, i.e. phone up golf course. They say, look, we're coming on said day. We've got the paperwork here for you to sign. It's just a legal document to cover ourselves. You can see how some clubs, some shops, some people would just run a mile from that and say, no, you're not filming here. And that is where I think that the bigger channels will have major problems, because that's just my, reading through this, I think it's got big changes coming. So thanks for watching, as usual. All for charity, Macmillan, Help the Heroes, and Shelter UK. And if you fancy one of them, get in touch. Let's hope it doesn't kill creativity.